What's up, guys? Rich Main here to help you find your main way to grow spiritually, mentally, physically. Alright, so today we're talking about perception. And very simple term, perception, how you perceive things. First, you guys, if you use this as the first video you ever see me, I'm a quick little backdrop. I'm 20 years old currently, and almost 21, getting there. 20 years old. Grew up in SoCal, played a bunch of sports growing up, can't play sports anymore due to injury, became a health coach, and now here I want to help people, grow mentally, physically, spiritually. I ended up dropping 60 pounds in 6 months, getting the best shape of my life. Absolutely incredible. Abs for the first time, feel amazing. But one of the biggest things was I found God, and I grew up here in my mind. Those are the two biggest things right there that changed my life. So perception, everything is perception. We can start with my story right there, just how you perceive things. Okay, I can no longer play sports. I fractured my leg senior year of high school in football and played on it because I didn't know it was fractured, and I had chances to play D1 football, and I'm no longer able to do that because of my leg. And if you can perceive that, and like you can see that as a good thing, or you can see that as a bad thing. You see how you could perceive that differently? At first, I went the bad direction. I was angry. I was upset. I didn't know what I was gonna do with my life. Football was my ride. Like, that was my thing, and I didn't understand. I just perceiving things. I didn't understand how to see things another way. The simple phrase we hear all the time, is a glass half full or half empty? It's how you perceive things. It wasn't until I heard a quote, once I started becoming a health coach and started helping other people, working on my mind, reading things, listening to things. I actually heard a quote I heard it in a video on YouTube. Can't remember who it was. It was like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, and it said the second you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I'll say that one more time. The second you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that was huge for me. I was at the time, I was still upset that I couldn't play sports. I mean, it was 2 years after I graduated high school, and I'm still mad that I can't play sports. And then that wave hit me once I heard that, and I realized, well, you perceive it a little differently. How could I change how I look at it? And I started to be grateful for it, because check this out. Hurting my leg and no longer not going to a certain school and playing sports and doing all that allowed me to support my family financially during a good portion of that time. It led me to Herbalife, which is where I dropped all the weight, got in the best shape of my life, and part of the business I run now. The friends I have now, my roommate and his family, I met because of that whole transition. Every blessing that's come from it has come from me hurting from my leg. However, if I didn't have that change of perception, I was stuck in that way of thinking. I hurt my leg and I can't play. If I was in the what if mode, man, what if I would have done this? What if I would have played here? What if I would have been able to go play, after college? And who cares about the what if? Whatever, shrug it off. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Just see it differently. You can see it in a manner of gratitude, and that is huge. If you can perceive things in a manner of gratitude, not only will you feel better, people around you feel better. People will see that you're feeling better. It's just a state of living everyone should live in 24/7. But perception, why is it? But here's the thing. I just went over how I perceive things, change that perception and how it changed for me. But why is it important to perceive things and to know and have an understanding of perception? Because last week we talked about self-awareness, and then we talked about goals before that. And I'm doing this in a certain order for a reason. Okay, you see your goals, all right, and you got to be self-aware about what you can do, And then everything that goes on after you set the goals, you're self-aware, you do, and you're gonna start doing the how. Start doing the, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this daily. I'm gonna do this weekly. I'm gonna do this once a month. Whatever it is for you, okay? Whatever it is for you. How you perceive how those things go will determine how successful you are in 2017, or whenever you're watching this in the year. It'll perceive your perception will determine how successful you are in your life. Okay. Right now we're in the beginning of 2017. It's January 2017. We're still going over New Year's resolutions. People will probably quit. People are still going strong. Like there's people in all categories. There's people restarting right now because they really want to do. They really want to continue it. They fell through a little bit, but they want to get back on the wagon. There's different people who see this video and who are going through different things. So perception. Why is it important? Why does success matter so much on perception? Because guys, what if you go a week, right? First week of January, first week after this, you go a week. You're great on all your resolutions. You're great on your goals. You're great on the things you're going to do for 2017. Then all of a sudden, you have a day. Like, it's just weird. Life happens. Weren't able to do all of them. Okay? Now, if you're like me, I played sports. Oh, man. Either way, I'm still competitive. 20 years old, and I played sports all my life. But I have a competitive nature about me. So I put everything in wins and losses. Wins, losses. It's just how I do things. Whether it's like I'm competing or not, it's just like I'm competing against myself. Did I win today? Did I lose today? Did I win that one? Did I lose this one? So perception is, what if all of a sudden you had like a lot more losses than you did wins that day? And how we perceive that day, that one day out of your entire life, that one day, if you perceive that as an absolute just like a loss, and get yourself drowned in that loss, and you surround yourself in that thinking, you're going to attract more than that, more of that loss. You're going to attract more of it. Now, I understand, how else would you perceive it? You lost a lot more than you won. It was a loss as a day. Okay, yeah, you can acknowledge it. You can be self-aware about it. However, how you perceive it after your self-awareness. It's okay, it was a loss for the day. It's one day, and I'm grateful that I was able to get some wins out of that day with everything that happened. And tomorrow's a new day. See how that mindset, that perception is a lot different than, man, I should have done better today. This happened, but it doesn't matter. It was a loss. It's just, and see how that the tone, the mindset, of me not, the negative mindset of you're gonna be stuck in this loss and it's gonna carry over to the next day. However, with the I was grateful to get some wins. Tomorrow's a new day, and we're gonna win tomorrow. See how I'm already bringing success into the next day, even though it hasn't even happened yet, because of how you perceive the outcome. One thing I loved, my favorite team, the Go Patriots. They're in the conference championship, going to the Super Bowl. I think they'll be. I don't forget who they're playing this year, but favorite quarterback, Tom Brady. Man, do I look up to this guy. You guys might give me, you can comment some crap or might not like this guy, but one of the best quarterbacks there is. And one thing I love his work ethic. I love how he perceives things. I love it. Because whether it was a win, whether he just won the Super Bowl, won the preseason game, lost Super Bowl, or lost a game that doesn't even matter because they've already clinched playoffs or anything, he perceives it as a learning opportunity and got to gear up for the next game. No matter what, that's how he perceives it. He wins the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. He's like, great, I learned this, let's get ready, I'm going to start training so we can win the next one. It's just a constant perception of, I learned this, I'm grateful for it, get ready for the next one. I learned this, get ready for it. I learned this, get ready for the next one, and just do it. I just love it. It's great. That type of perception, going through life where you learned, you're grateful, get ready for the next one. Today's Monday. Go through the day, you learn from it, you're grateful for what you did in it, get ready for Tuesday. Tuesday comes. You go through it, you learn from it, you're grateful what you did that day, and you get ready for Wednesday. Like that type of perception that you can have in your mind. See, your mind controls everything. Controls everything. That's like, I could drop the mic right there. I could end the video. If you could get that the mind controls everything. That your mind will dictate the success of your life. Straight up. And I'll say it every video if I have to. Your mind will dictate the success of your life. And if you guys get that and that hones in, you go, oh, then what am I doing? What do I need to do differently up here for things to change? And one of the biggest things is perception. We always, and I get it. We all have those moments. We're all we all get down. Things happen, and we just get in a negative state. Totally get it. Life happens. However, if you can work on and train yourself, and that sounds weird. Some of you might not like that term, train yourself. But I'm serious. If you can train yourself, train your mind, okay? If you do get in a negative state, train your mind to be able to get out of it quicker than you have been in the past. Now, it doesn't have to go if you were stuck in it for a day, you don't have to train yourself to do it in 5 minutes the next day. Just make it a little bit shorter each time, okay? If you can get better every single day in how you perceive things, I promise you in 90 days, your life will be different. I don't even know how. I don't know how different my life will be in 90 days. I don't know how different your life. You'll have no idea how your life will be different in 90 days. Just by perception. Another story, guys. If you haven't seen go to my story on my channel. And the video that says my story, the real me. I talk about who I am, where I came from, why I do the things that I do. One of the things I talk about is my relationship with my parents. A couple years ago, with everything that happened in life, everything that happened in high school, separation, and all the moving and stuff, I was very angry. Very angry. Again, Mom, Dad, you see this? Love you. Nothing wrong now. That's how I was at the time. But because of that, how I perceive things with my parents and with my family, I created more tension with them. Because that's how I perceived it, so that's how I acted with them. So I was angry. I talked back. We had arguments. Now, however, when I changed that perception, when I heard that quote, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Once I heard that quote, I was like, oh, light bulb, and changed the way I look at things. They're my parents. I love them. I'm grateful for them. And it's just slowly. It didn't happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. It can, but for me it didn't. And I changed things overnight. No, I just said it didn't. I didn't change things overnight. Took some time. But changed the way how I thought, how I perceived my parents' love and my gratitude for them and how I want to act around them and everything like that. And guys, they might not even realize a difference in our relationship, between both my parents. But for me, I'm happier. They're happier. It's easier conversation, no more arguments. They might not even realize it. Mom, Dad, you see this, you might not even realize it, but our relationship has grown so much in the last 2.5 years. Since I've changed my perception. So, and I keep sharing stories, guys, every time you perceive things differently, we've all heard this quote: the glass half full or half empty. Same amount of water, same cup. Half full, half empty. Which one is it? And I know it's cliche, and we all get that cliche moment, we hear that all the time, whatever, freaking why you gotta be not so positive? Wait, that's optimism. I'm a realist. I see the real reality in life. Okay, guys, reality is just self-awareness. Reality has nothing to do with optimism. Just so you know. Reality, being realistic, has nothing to do with optimism. Optimism is how you perceive things. Realism is self-awareness and knowing what's going on. Straight up. I'm calling you guys out if that's you. Because you can be a realist and optimistic, or you can be a realist and a pessimistic. That's it. Straight up. You can either have self-awareness and realize what's real, and look and see the glass half full, or see what's real in life and have that self-awareness, or see it half empty. And I promise you, that's not a road you want to go down. If you can find yourself and slowly train yourself, if you're on that road, it's okay. If you can slowly train yourself, glass, this one's half full. I know you still got that, half empty mindset, but you want to change it. You want that change. That's why you're watching this video. Okay? You slowly all right, one situation, that's half full. Go back. That's half full. And slowly, see how I'm getting closer to this side of the screen? Slowly you just start getting to this side of the path, and now everything's, oh, that's half full. Oh, that's half full. Oh, that's half full. Just a little compound effect. All right? Great book. Darren Hardy. Just do things slowly. Build up slowly. Okay? So important. Perception. Oh, I can go on with stories, but I want you guys to get this. This is 16 minutes. I want you guys to get this, okay? So I'm gonna end it here. It's all about perception. So remember, we talked about goals, how to go over them, what to do about it, make it be more successful. But then we went over self-awareness and why that's important. And then today we went over perception. Now I have a bunch of different topics in mind for next Monday. But if you guys have anything you want to go over, anything like that, comment, send me a message. After this video will be all my links for social media. Add me on Facebook, add me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat. Throw on positivity and things that help you out to grow. Find your main way to grow mentally, spiritually, physically. So on all those sites. So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, got it all. Subscribe if you like this video and you'd like to see more, how I could help you and how we could help each other in this journey of absolute just growth in our lives. So thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you guys next week.